Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Doing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing. So as everybody knows, I had surgery. Well, most people know I had surgery. I guess it's been on the 14th, so just a week and a couple days ago. And I wanted to do an update on that. Now, before we get started, you can hear that I sound really funny. During the surgery, in the OR room, I was out for about 12 hours. And during that time, I swelled up a lot, and my tongue included, and I bit my tongue really bad. So I sound funny for the next couple of weeks until this is better. But I did want to go and just do an update video explaining how that process went, and just letting everybody know that things are going really, really well. And I guess we'll start with the operation. So on the 14th, I went in the morning, really early. It was supposed to be a 6-hour operation, and it ended up being, I was out for 12, about 11 of that was actual operation. And when I came out of the OR, I was swelled up like a friggin' balloon. I'll post a picture somewhere on here. So the operation itself was long and tedious, but it went well. The doctor did a great job on my back. But there were some other things that had happened that caused some complications. And I know some of you who've been on Instagram and Facebook, I've talked a little bit about that already. But what had happened was, because I was under it for so long and my muscles were going through so much trauma, they were sending a lot of this, I forget the name, but it's a chemical that, it happens to sports guys from time to time, that shot down into my kidneys, and there's so much of it, my kidneys literally shut down. So I woke up that night for a few minutes, and they took me to the ICU because of other complications. Between my blood sugar levels went all screwy, my kidneys shut down, I had blood toxicity, and there's a couple of little things. So I was at the ICU for a couple of days. The next morning they came in and said, hey, your kidneys have failed. So I wasn't sure didn't know what that meant at the time. Still very groggy coming out of this. It was a pretty scary experience. So, they came in asking me all questions about my kidneys. I've never had kidney problems in my entire life, ever. So by the end of the day, they said that my kidneys were looking like they're going to get better, they'll be fine, which was really good news. By the next morning, they told me my kidneys are fine, but at that time, they told me I had diabetes. Like, you've got diabetes, you need insulin shots for the rest of your life. And I didn't. Absolutely did not. Half an hour later, another doctor from the ICU walks in and says, what? You don't have diabetes. So let's just say, while the doctor did a really good job on my back, the team afterwards, they had some communication problems, because it was like that for the next few days, just this weird, back and forth things. Like, you have this, no you don't. You need this, no you don't. So that was a little bit discouraging, to be honest. But I finally came home almost a week later. I went in Tuesday morning, I came home Sunday afternoon. And by Monday night, I was walking around a little bit. By Tuesday, I was able to walk across the living room unassisted, like back and forth 3 times. Wednesday, I walked for about 30 minutes with the assistance of a cane. And here we are today, and I can walk pretty far distance with no assistance at all. I can walk from like here to the garage and back. And for a guy who's been sitting in a wheelchair for 6 months, that's pretty freaking amazing. So I'm really happy about the results from the surgery, and we're looking more into the actual what happened at the hospital with the lack of communication or whatever, because that was an absolute nightmare. And after coming out of a surgery and being in so much pain and dealing with my tongue is really messed up, and my back being cut wide open. What they ended up doing, I guess I should have started with that, was they put a 21 centimeter incision in my back and fused me from L4 to S1. So that means L4, L3, L2, S1 are all now fused together. A couple of cages, and some other bits and bobs that had to do with some of the complications that I was having. This isn't just a straight fusion. That I know many of you guys are familiar with. There was some other stuff. But the doctor did an absolutely phenomenal job of fixing me up, and I'm just on this road to recovery. There's a lot that can go wrong between now and then, so we're taking it easy, being careful, but I am getting out and moving around and trying to build up my strength again, and it's been pretty cool to walk around. And although I'm still suffering from the mouth pain and the back pain, there is no of that old nerve pain that was just like making it impossible for me to walk. It's just not there anymore. There is a little bit of numbness in my right leg, which may end up working out to be drop foot, for those of you who know what that is. But that, again, that's fixable by a brace. So it's, again, not a huge deal. So I'm walking. I'm freaking walking, and that's pretty amazing, I think. So I just wanted to do this last update video about the surgery, and I know I did put a couple out over the past few months, and I just share that experience with you, what that was like. Still dealing with some pains, physical therapy, and got a long way to go, but we're on the road to recovery, and I'm freaking walking. So, which wasn't 100% an option when I went in. We did not know that was going to happen coming out. We hoped for it. I hoped for it a lot, but that was not exactly all that was on the table. You know, they weren't giving me a, yes, you're going to walk again kind of a situation. It was more like, well, we'll see how it goes kind of a situation. So the fact that I'm up and already moving, just less than 2 weeks post-op, is pretty freaking amazing. So thank you guys for all the love and support and all the comments and everything throughout this whole ordeal. Like I said, still a long ways to go. I'm not going to be putting out tons of videos for a while. I'm going to try to do some like tool review videos of unique and fun tools, affordable tools, after my tongue gets fixed, or it doesn't sound so weird to talk, and then try to start working into, as I heal better, getting into the more and more projects, you know, the fun stuff and the jigs and the crazy creatures and builds and stuff like that. That's all coming. Right now it's about being a little selfish about me, what I can do, what I can't, when I can do it, when I can't do it. It's just going to have to be that way. So if you guys are anybody that's going to Workbench Con, it's coming up in like 4 weeks, I will see you there. I'm going to be there for sure. Whether I'll probably still be wearing the funny brace, and I may bring the wheelchair to get back and forth from like the hotel to the convention center. But I'd love to see you if you have a chance. And for those of you going to Makers Central, I am still trying to make it. I haven't made any commitments yet because I'm not sure that's a possibility yet. But as soon as I do, if it turns out it is a possibility, I'll let everybody know. What else do I got? That's it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you. Again, thank you for all the comments and all the love and support along this journey over the last year. And we're on our way. Talk to you guys later.